Alright guys, this is cat. I have can't really see that great right here. I'm on Saluda Lake catfishing tonight and have literally tore it up. I'm not catching any monsters, but I am catching. This is a long blue cat right here. This is probably about 7 pounds. I've been I've tried everything but the kitchen sink tonight. Brim heads, body sections of the brim, you name it, I've tried it. Only thing that's worked is chicken livers, and I hate chicken livers, but I've caught 17, and I got here at 7:30, and it's right at 11 o'clock, I believe. And this is actually a decent blue cat right here. Let me get a better grip on him. Right here. It's kind of hard to see with my light, but there he is. Probably about 7 pounds. That's what I've been catching out here all night. Had to throw him back. He was about to prick me. But anyways, yeah, it's been a lot of fun out here tonight. Early on, I was getting a lot of hits, and that was about it. And the first spot I started fishing at, which was a little bit closer to the boat ramp, ended up catching a channel cat down there that was about 4, maybe 5 pounds, and then I ended up catching a turtle, and that's when I decided, after about an hour, I said, well, I'm going to go down here to a spot that's a little bit more shallow, and it's real shallow down here where I'm fishing right now. And when I mean shallow, I'm talking 2 to 6 foot deep at the most, and I'm just targeting these, I would say, 3 to 10 pound blues, and the channels I'm catching are about between that 3 and 4 pound range. But you know, it's been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. I've had about as much fun tonight as I would have had if I went to a lake where catching 20, 30, and 40 pound catfish was an option. This is a spot where I know they're at, but I've never caught anything with great size here, but I've had a lot of luck here with quantity, and that's why I came out here tonight. So I got just recasted my rods real quick since I caught that one and got them all stirred up right here. That it's not, we're not talking about trophy catfish. What I'm catching tonight, honestly, if I would have brought my stringer with me, I would have kept these, because I have literally caught was number 17, I believe, and they were all eating size, and that would have been a good mess to have. That I saw a catfish to the right of me jump. Well, I didn't see it. I heard, and I say again, I think it was a catfish. Jump to the right of me. I had both. I was fishing with 2 rods, both off the left side of the canoe here, and I heard that one jump over to my right, and I said, well, I'm going to bait up a 3rd one and just throw one off to the right and see what happens. It wasn't in the water 10 seconds, and it just took it and ran. So obviously I've found me a good little spot right now. I guess you can say I'm in a cove. I'm actually in the main part of the lake, but I'm in the main part of the lake, but I'm at the edge where you start entering the cove. So I got water flowing downriver, and I'm casting back into the cove where I think these catfish are coming in to feed. And I've had a lot of luck. I absolutely hate fishing with chicken liver. I hate it with a passion. But I've had a blast tonight, so I'm not gonna complain one bit. I've absolutely had a blast catching these. It's the most I've ever caught out here. And I plan on staying. I mean, as long as they're biting, I'm staying up until about 2 in the morning. That's going to be about my cutoff. So 2 is going to be about my cutoff. But anyways, you know, I guess since I'm shooting this video, I know you can't see me, you can see my headlamp I got on. But, you know, don't I always try to go after the trophies? You know, I've sat here, like I said, that was number 17 that you could halfway see in the video. And that was the biggest one. That was, you know, I didn't weigh it, but I've caught a lot of catfish in my life, so I would have, you know, guessing that was between 6 and 7 pounds. It could have been 8. I mean, I didn't get a scale on it, but I've been catching those pretty much all night. And that catfish was a little. It was a pretty blue cat, but it was a little weird looking. It was long and skinny. If that thing had meat on it, that would have been a 15-pound catfish, going off its length. But nevertheless, we're out here and we're catching them. I'm getting bites as we speak. They're just not taking off with them. That's kind of what I've been dealing with tonight. Fishing with this chicken liver, getting a lot of pecks, and then when they get it in their mouth and swallow it, then they take off and run with it. And I got my drag set pretty loose because I'm using my medium heavy catfish rods. So if I had my drag pretty tight, you know, wouldn't take much at all to reel them in. But I set my drag a little loose. So I can feel them pulling some drag, and just makes it a little bit more fun. Actually, a lot more fun. Usually summer is a bummer, but tonight has been a lot of fun. There's nothing more I love than fishing by myself. Not that I don't like taking people out here and there that's either never fished or never caught anything with any size, and bringing them out, take them to a spot where I know we'll get a good chance to get them on something. This would actually be that spot. Every time I come here, and I haven't been here in a while, I don't know, it's just a good ways down the lake, and with me being in the canoe with a trolling motor and not being able to go but about 5 miles an hour, it takes me about 20 minutes to get down here with this trolling motor. I mean, if I had a regular boat, it's not even 5 minutes, but nevertheless, I didn't have high expectations tonight. But boy, was I surprised and shocked to catch what I caught. I still think there's some decent sized catfish right here where I'm fishing at, and I'm kind of holding on because I've caught enough to go home. I've had fun. Kind of holding on for that. Maybe get lucky and catch one in that 10 to 15 range, but either way, like I was saying earlier, don't always get hung up on just going after these bigger cats. You can have just as much fun catching these 5, 6, 7, 8 pound catfish, especially if you know of a spot where they're at, where they kind of hang out at. And this is one of the better spots on the lake because this is a pretty big cove. And the main lake is, literally just behind me. I'm still on the main lake. I'm actually probably 10 yards from being actually in the cove. So I'm casting from, barely on the main lake, casting back into the cove. Now I got one rod. I've caught one, and I cast it back out into the main lake, but it's kind of where it starts meeting into the cove. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun tonight. It's cooled off a good bit. It's just been a nice night. I am pretty hungry. I didn't bring nothing to eat. Got obviously something to drink, but not gonna quench my hunger here. But no, for anybody in the upstate of South Carolina or Spartanburg, Greenville, Travelers Rest, Berea, that likes catfishing, that's never considered coming out to Saluda Lake. Now, let's not get things mixed up here. I'm not on the Saluda River. I'm actually on Lake Saluda, and I put in at the Easley boat ramp. You can just Google Saluda boat ramps, and or just type in Easley boat ramp. But I just type in Saluda Lake boat ramps, and you want to pick the Easley one because the only other public boat ramp to this lake costs $5 to put in, and they close at 9 o'clock. So the other one, the Easley boat ramp, is free, and it's open 24 hours. And drop. Oh, God. Oh, man. I missed him, buddy. That was a whopper. Jesus Christ. That was in a rod stand. He took that, my rod, you can't see it, my rod stand is, a rod holder is broke. I don't know how big that one was, but I'll tell you what, buddy, he just broke my damn rod holder that I got mounted onto my canoe with 3 bolts. That is not easy to do. It's hanging on by a bolt. That's crazy. That is crazy. I would venture to say that was definitely 10 plus. With that one, he hit that hard. That wasn't no 4 or 5 pound catfish. That was a big boy. That was the one I would have liked to have had. I'm gonna rebait and throw back out in the exact same spot. And I'm gonna keep this going for a minute because they're biting really good, and see if I can catch another one while I got a video going. I'm gonna upload this one to YouTube. I haven't been getting on YouTube a lot. I fished a lot lately, just haven't had a lot of luck or caught anything with any size that I would want to put on YouTube. But man, I tell you what, that one hit hard, man. That one hit hard. I don't know how that didn't hook him. I don't know how that did not hook him. I'm using a 6/0 circle hook. I usually use an 8/0. So obviously, I'm not going after the size catfish I usually go after. So I decided to downsize my hooks for this fishing trip tonight. And I'm using Team Catfish 6/0 hooks. And I do not know for the life of me how that one didn't hook itself. He hit that so hard that should have got hung up somewhere in his mouth. But it didn't. It didn't. I can sit here and think about it all day, and that fish ain't coming back on the hook unless I catch him. Man, this has been fun. But like I was saying before that happened, you know, if you're in the upstate of South Carolina, that's one reason why I'm doing this YouTube channel, is to kind of show people where I'm catching them at here in the upstate, no matter what the size. Because some people, I mean, obviously people wants to catch big fish, but there is people, including myself, who love to eat catfish. And what I've caught tonight, if that is you, you would have had a field day tonight, because you would be going home with a slab of catfish. Perfect size eating catfish. Those 5-pounders. And that's about what I've caught tonight. That last one I just caught, I think it was a little bit bigger. I think it was 6, 7, maybe 8 pounds. Didn't put a scale on him, but pretty sure he was in that range. And I'm going ahead and rebaiting all this stuff back up, get some fresh livers out there. The livers is what they want tonight. Livers is what they want. Livers is what they get. I don't like using them, but you know what? I'm catching them, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, you know, if you're in the upstate and you're looking for a nice lake to come to, I mean, Saluda Lake's nice. I mean, it's got houses all around it. It's actually got a restaurant. That's where that other boat ramp is that costs $5, but you can always park at the Easley one and launch at the Easley boat ramp here on Saluda Lake and drive on down here, and they serve fresh food, home cooked food. It's actually really good. I've ate it a few times. That place is called Finn's on Saluda. So if you did want to launch there, it's $5. I believe they open at 6 or 7 in the morning, and they close the gates at, I think summertime is 9 or 10 o'clock. That's one of the two. But you can, if you got, especially if you're just kayaking or whatever, you can come right out here and eat catfish, bass fish, whatever you like to do. But actually, where I'm fishing right now is the boat ramp that costs $5. I just drove down here from the other one. But I came all the way down here. I started out fishing close to the boat ramp where I launched at, Easley boat ramp, and caught one, decent one, but didn't get much action after that. So I said I'm gonna come down here and try out a spot that I haven't fished in a while. But when I have fished it, I've done pretty well. It's crazy when I do a video how you never catch a fish on, which I don't have a recorder or anything on a stand. It'd be a lot better. I'm just using my cell phone. If I had that, I could film the whole time I was fishing, but I don't. So having to use a cell phone sucks, but it is what it is. I'll get one on here in a second. They've been biting really good right here, unless they just decided to chill out for the night. I don't think we're done catching them. Might just have to wait just a second. But yeah, to kind of tell you exactly where I'm at. If you go to the Easley boat ramp on Lake Saluda and you launch, if you go right when you launch, that's going to take you to the dam. Obviously, that's the deepest part of the lake. I think it gets between, I think it's right at 30 foot deep. I've actually never, I don't have a depth finder on here, so I don't know exactly how deep it is. I've tried scoping it out with using my anchor. And I do have a map of the lake, and it says it's 35 foot deep. I pegged it at 30, but I'll trust the map and trust that I screwed up 5 feet some way, somehow. So if you launch at the Easley boat ramp and go right, that's going to feed you into the, eventually into the dam. And along the way to the dam, you have a lot of coves that you could fish that I've never catfished, and I'm going to eventually start testing those spots out too. But you know, I've personally never had a lot of success at the dam. Other people has. They've caught some nice ones out of there. I've caught most of mine when I've had good nights on out here right where I'm at, which is the other boat ramp. It's called Finn's on Saluda. F-I-N-S, Finn's on Saluda. I'm literally fishing probably 200 yards from the boat ramp. So it's really, if you're gonna, I'd prefer to come out here at night. I've caught them in the daytime out here, but it's summertime right now, and you don't want to fish in the daytime really, unless you just love sweating and borderline having a heat stroke. But anyways, I got a phone call coming in, so I'm gonna pause this video and then start another one.